1450 WCTC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now back to Jersey's Morning Show. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
7:37. We're back on Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Welcome back inside the Ford's Jewelers Studios with you this morning. I am Bert Barron. We'll do our contest coming up in just a bit for the vouchers for the Disney on Ice show. We'll also do our Need to Know things for the final look at some bizarre things for the day gone by and the year gone by in 2016 with our Need to Know things that we'll get to in just a little bit. And then, of course, we'll have our continuation of our year in review segment with Susan Bloom that will come up in the 8 o'clock hour. So make sure you're here for that, okay? Well, interest rates are up. Home sales are up in Jersey. Both are happening even as the number of homes available in our state is tighter than it's ever been. So as we look ahead to the new year, well, what can we expect if we're a potential home buyer or perhaps a potential home seller? Joining me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, let's welcome in Ralph DiBugnara, Vice President of Parsippany-based Residential Home Funding, to talk about the outlook for 2017. Ralph, good morning. It's Bert Barron. Welcome to Jersey Central. How are you?
Good morning, Bert. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Good to talk to you. I'm a homeowner here in New Jersey. Should I be pretty happy about the way things are looking in 2017, Ralph?
I believe so, especially if you're looking to sell your home. I think it's definitely become a little bit of a seller's market right now with the lack of inventory out there.
So this is not a bad time if you're perhaps considering a sale in 2017.
No, I think it's a good time. There's not a lot of homes on the market that people want to buy at this point. There's definitely a lack of inventory, so the homes that are going up on the market seem to be going for either the price they're listed for or above the price they're listed for. So if you're a seller, it definitely is a good time to sell right now.
Okay, so that's maybe people have been waiting a few years saying, well, let's hope the market rebounds and let's hope the values go up, but 2017 might be the year to do it, huh?
Yeah, and interest rates are still low enough, and they went up a little bit, but it's still very cheap money. So there's plenty of people out there looking, and there's just not enough homes for them to buy. So I think for both sides of it, there's definitely a lot of new buyers in the market looking. There's still cheap enough money where they can afford the homes, and home sales should be up again this year.
Good. Let's hope so. And it seems like, Ralph, in the previous years, it seemed like the problem had been just finding someone who was confident to lend money to potential buyers. Are we going to see maybe a little more movement that money and mortgages might be a little bit easier for people to get in the new year?
Yeah, I think the most positive thing for interest rates going up is you're going to see a lot of investors come back into the market, and you're going to see more and more product out there. And what I mean by that is you're going to see it easier to qualify for mortgages than it has been over the last 5 years because there'll be more and more appetite for investors to lend their money out.
Good.
With interest rates being higher.
Good. That's good news. I think when you get some money into the market and you start to see some activity, I think it kind of raises everything. So let's hope that happens in 2017 also. Where's the hot areas, Ralph? We hear about people moving from one county to another or from one area to another. Where's those real hot, those hot zip codes, as they call them here in Jersey, that people are moving to?
You're still seeing the normal hot areas, and what I mean by that is you're seeing the areas where there's train and there's commuting. It's easy to commute into Manhattan or into metropolitan areas. Those areas are still the most popular areas. Anything by a train or where there's an easy commute still seems to be the hotbed areas because it's people moving from city areas into those more suburban areas.
That's what it seems like. And I know Perth Amboy is a city pretty close to where we do our show every day, just announced some major I believe it was $70 or $80 million investment from New Jersey Transit to build this beautiful new transit village in Perth Amboy. So areas like that where there's mass transit and retail and restaurants, those are still the hot areas that people are moving to?
Yeah, absolutely. And there was something that came out about 6 months ago where there's going to be a train line in the next 5 years that doesn't even stop in Secaucus anymore. It's going to go right into Manhattan. And so, again, being on that New Jersey Transit line in general is going to be an area that if you buy a home around that area over the next 5 or 6 years, you're going to see your values go up.
Okay. Is there still a demand for, the car with the garage and the picket fence and the suburbs and the more rural areas of Jersey? Is there still some need for that market, Ralph?
Yeah, I believe so. When people move out of the small, what you're seeing is there's more millennials in the market that aren't necessarily buying their starter homes. They're buying homes later in life in their late 30s, and they're moving right into their dream homes or their final homes. So they're buying the bigger homes in the suburbs that are further out. So there's definitely a need for that also, because people are in the market later. They're buying more expensive houses later because they're starting families later. So you'll definitely see a need for that also.
We're speaking with Ralph DiBugnara this morning. He's the Vice President of Residential Home Funding in Parsippany. A lot of questions, Ralph, as we head into the new year, particularly January 20th when we inaugurate a new president. What impact or what do we need to expect in that? Does having a new president and a new administration, will that potentially impact the mortgage market in Jersey?
He didn't talk. Donald Trump didn't talk a lot about it before he was elected, but since he's been elected, he's talked a lot about repealing some of the laws that have restricted home buying over the last few years. So we're hopeful that it's going to help the market. There's no way to really tell because he hasn't been definitive about it, but he has talked about repealing some of the restrictions that have hurt us over the last few years.
Okay. Even for baby boomers that are kind of ready to downsize, the empty nesters might be looking to make a move. 2017 will be kind to them too?
Yeah, I believe so. Much more. You're seeing in New Jersey, especially in South Jersey, is a lot more of these over 55 communities come into play. There's a lot more being built, and that's a great place to downsize to. So you're seeing a lot more building of those things because people are downsizing and moving into those communities. So I think even for the baby boomers, I think it's a great market right now.
Good. That's good news. Maybe an interest rate hike in 2017. Is that on the radar, Ralph?
I think for the next 2 quarters, you're going to see it stay around where we are right now, and then over the summer, you'll start to see it creep up a little bit. It will go up. I don't think it'll be anything completely drastic, but you will see a little bit of a raise this year.
Okay. Talk about residential home funding. What are you guys doing there in Parsippany?
We're a full residential and commercial lender, so we do anything from 1 to 4 families to commercial properties, buildings. We're a direct lender. We are licensed in 13 states, but our home state is really New Jersey. It's where we've been built since 2001, so we know the state very well.
Awesome. Good stuff. How does someone contact you to maybe meet with you in the new year?
You can contact me directly at ralphdbugnara.com or rhfunding.com. You can contact either of those places, and we're readily available.
Good stuff. Ralph DiBugnara, Happy New Year to you. I appreciate your input and your insight this morning, and hopefully 2017 is going to be a good year in the mortgage world and the home buying and home selling world in New Jersey. So thank you for your time once again, all right?
Thank you very much, Brad. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, Ralph DiBugnara, my guest on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline. He from Residential Home Funding in